Hey everybody, this is Gregory from Dapp University. So welcome back to this multi-part tutorial series where I'm showing you how to build a real-world crowd sale that can use to raise real funds in a real ICO on the main Ethereum network. So this is probably going to be the last video in this series where I'm going to show you how to actually deploy the crowd sale to a live network. So check out all the previous videos in this series if you haven't already, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos about how to develop decentralized applications on the Ethereum network. This episode is presented by QuickNode, the fastest and easiest way to run your own Ethereum node. QuickNode lets you run a personal cloud-based Ethereum node in a flash without having to download any blockchain data or keep it in sync. Sign up at quicknode.io today to start running your own Ethereum node in no time. So I'm going to open our project. And we're going to take this crowd sale and we're going to deploy it to a blockchain. So first we'll start Ganache. First we're just going to deploy it to Ganache, our local blockchain, and then we're actually going to deploy it to a public blockchain. So first we want to do is go to our migration script and actually add the crowd sale to this list of exports that we want to deploy, right? So we want to add the contract like this. So Dapp token. We want to say Dapp token crowd sale. Crowd sale. All right. No crowd sale. I believe that's right. Yep. And we want to basically deploy it after we deploy the token. So I'm going to refactor this a little bit. I'm going to say await deploy Dapp token. All right, this is the name, the symbol, decimals. And I'm going to assign this to a variable. Const deployed token equals await token contract. Well, let's say Dapp token dot deployed. All right, and then I'm going to actually deploy the crowd sale. So we'll say something like await deployer dot deploy. And then we want to add Dapp token crowd sale. All right, and then we want to actually pass in all the arguments that we wrote, like in our test. So we can go to crowd sale test, and inside of here, we can basically just copy the constructor arguments, kind of like this, just so we have the right things. And I'm going to move these over and change these like this. And I'm going to actually assign this. So we'll say, take this off as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste in some similar values, kind of like the test. And we'll kind of step through these one by one. So basically the rate is going to be 500 for the pre-sale, just like we did in our test. The wallet is going to have an account, basically. And we can get this account like this. The deployer, this callback function actually accepts several arguments. We can also add the network. We can also add the accounts. Okay. So this is how we'll get accounts. And for now, we'll just make the wallet the first account. So you can basically change this to whatever you want to. For now, I'm just going to make everything the default account that's read out of here. But you could basically hard code this to be any account you want. Yada yada yada. I just want to have an existing account in here. This is basically for demonstration purposes. So the token is going to be the deployed token address. The latest time we want to pull in, we want to calculate the latest time and basically say the token is going to sale is going to start, 30 minutes from now, or you could say days 1 from now. So if you're testing, I would say, minutes, something like that, like 1 from now. And let's actually calculate the latest time. So I'm going to do it like this. Basically, just going to say const latest time equals new date get time. And like I said, you could calculate this opening time any way you wanted to, but I'm just going to do it this way for now. And then we want to pull in these duration helpers like we use in our test. And for now, I'm actually just going to copy them out of the helpers and paste them in like this for now. And this could easily be refactored and cleaned up to make it look nicer, but I'm just going to kind of get you started. So now you have duration, minutes, 1, right? Minutes. And then the closing time is going to be, 1 week from now. And the cap's going to be, 100 Ether. And we can pull in that helper as well from the other file. Just going to paste it here for now. This probably needs a refactor. But yeah, that takes care of that. And then the Founders Fund, replace this whatever account you actually want to use the Founders Fund for. Foundation Fund, replace this as well. Same for partners. And the release time, that's wrong. So the release time, let's say, this should actually be the release time should be, let's say, closing time. Plus duration. For testing purposes, let's just say, 1 day. And we'll save that. All right. So then remember, that's going to be the amount of time that it takes for the token to be vested. And now we are able to add all the constructor arguments. Let's actually, let's kind of just get a reference to the deployed Crowdsale, and then we'll well, Truffle's going to log the address for us, so we don't really need to do that. Let's just return true here. Okay. All right, so let's try to actually migrate this to Ganache, the local blockchain. We'll say truffle migrate. Let's go ahead and reset, because I think we've migrated the token before. And let's see if we made any mistakes. Looks like I forgot to use the async function here. All right, so let's try that again. Truffle migrate dash reset. Let's look at another syntax error. Sorry, guys. I forgot the comma here. So let's put that, make this a new line. Go ahead and you see semicolons just for consistency. All right, this should look good. Let's try that again. All right, and that worked. So, yeah, sorry for the mistakes. Thanks for bearing with me. But yeah, it looks like this was successfully deployed, and we got an address. So let's let's actually try to deploy this to a public blockchain. Let's try to do test network. So in order to do that, we'll need to go to our truffle.js file, and we actually want to add the Ropsten test network to this. So after Ganache, I'm going to say network Ropsten, and I'm going to pass in some data here. We're going to need a provider, and this will be a function. And let's say gas is going to be let's use these settings right here just for the test network. All right, so network ID is the network ID of the Ropsten test network. This is the gas price. This is going to be 25 gwei, I believe. And the gas limit's going to be 500,000 units of gas. So this is the settings that I'm going to use for this particular deployment on the test network. Now we need to add a provider. So I'm going to use something called Truffle HD Wallet Provider, which if you go to your the package.json file, this should be a dependency that you've already got in the project, Truffle HD Wallet Provider. Essentially what this is going to do is give us a provider that we can use to sign this transaction whenever we are deploying this Crowdsale to the blockchain. And we're going to basically get a remote connection to an Infura node, an RPC node, an Ethereum node, and we're going to connect to it with Truffle HD Wallet. It's going to provide us with an account, and that account's going to have Ether in it, and we're going to sign this transaction whenever we deploy the smart contract to the blockchain. So in order to use Truffle HD Wallet Provider, I need to import it like this. All right. And I'm going to basically use the wallet like this. So we'll say return new HD wallet provider. Because remember, this function is looking for a provider. That's exactly what we're doing it. We're giving it a provider from this library. And what we want to do is pass in basically the mnemonic and the RPC URL. Let me explain this. This wallet allows us to basically create a wallet that can sign transactions for this deployment. And I've got another video on Truffle HD Wallet Provider on my channel, so you can check that out for a more in-depth explanation. I don't necessarily need to go through all the details here, but yeah, check out that video if you want to learn more about this. So what it does is it deterministically generates an account from a mnemonic or a seed phrase. That's what HD wallet stands for, hierarchical deterministic wallet. So it knows how to build this wallet. So you're gonna have like a 12-word seed phrase and a URL to an Ethereum node, and that's how you're gonna connect. So it's gonna know that this is the account that's connected, and it's gonna know how to connect to Ethereum with this RPC URL. So I'm gonna fill out this mnemonic phrase and the RPC URL inside of an EMV file. So I'll say I'm going to create a new one. .env. All right. And inside of here, I'm going to actually create some values here. So we're going to say mnemonic. And this is basically going to be our seed phrase. So you want to create a 12-word seed phrase, kind of like apple, banana, orange, and use like 12 words. Like you need more than just 3. But that's an example of like what you would do for 12 words in order to create the seed phrase to build this account. And you also want to add your API key for Infura. So Infura API key. And I'll explain that in just a sec. So you can go to Infura to obtain an API key. All you have to do is sign up right here and get a key. It's going to show you all your connections to different test networks. It'll have the same API key. So just grab that API key and we'll store it in our .env file. So like I said, Infura is the service we're going to use to attach an Ethereum node to the project. And your Infura API key will look like, ABC 1 2 3 4 KB, whatever, right? Just whatever that value is, copy it and paste it here. So I'm going to not show my actual values inside of here because I don't want to show you my EMV file. So I'm going to set those off screen and I'll jump back into the Truffle project. All right, so inside of here, we also want to require our .env file. We want to configure. So this is going to basically load up all of our EMV values into a globally available node process. So we can read like our mnemonic like this. We can say process.env mnemonic. We can also read the Infura API key like this, process.env Infura API key. All right. Sorry. So I'm going to copy this mnemonic. Make sure you don't leave this in your test. Or in your file, sorry. And I'm going to paste it here. So that's where the mnemonic's going to go. All right. I'm actually going to break the line here. And we need an RPC URL. So the RPC URL for Infura looks like this. I'm going to use backticks here. Say HTTPS // Ropsten, we're using the Ropsten test network, .infura.io / and I'm going to interpolate this value. I'm just going to copy it from here. Paste it. Process.env Infura API key. All right. Now I'm going to save that, and that should be it. That should be all the configuration you need in order to deploy this to a test network. Now, that being said, whatever account is generated by your seed phrase, you actually want to send some ether to that account. So I can show you how to do that momentarily. All right, so let's. I'll show you how to get access to the account that's created by Truffle HD Wallet Provider. Go to the Truffle console, and I will basically just take this HD Wallet Provider. All right, and I'll say new HD Wallet Provider with process. Let's do this. Back this up so I can copy it, and I'll do this. So I'll pass this in, and let's just do an empty RPC URL. So basically, I'm going to create a new instance of this with the mnemonic from your EMV file. So let me create this. All right, and let's just scroll up. There's your account. So this is the account that's created by Truffle HD Wallet Provider with your seed phrase. So if you don't have any ether in this account, you want to send some to it, and yeah. At this point, you should probably know how to do that. So yeah, if you're deploying to a test network, go to like the Ropsten Ether faucet and request some faucet funds for this. That's also in that video that I referenced earlier about the Truffle HD Wallet Provider. All right, so I'm going to exit this. Now you know how to get access to that account. All right, so now that you have that account of information, make sure you load it up with some test ether on the Ropsten test network, and you should have all the configuration that you need to deploy it. So let's try to deploy the Crowdsale and see if it works. All right, let's just make sure this is saved. Might run into an error, but we'll find out. So I'm going to clear this. So I'm going to say truffle migrate -- network Ropsten, and let's see what happens. Just a heads up, this takes a long time whenever you're deploying in production. All right, so it looks like that deployed successfully to the Ropsten test network. So let's actually, copy this transaction hash. All right, so here's the transaction hash of the successful migration of the Crowdsale contract. We can see the contract was created, and we can click on the address here. And here's the address to our smart contract. So that's how you deploy a live Crowdsale to the public test network, guys. Now you could certainly do this yourself with the main Ethereum network. You would just change this to mainnet and add a mainnet network here. And when you do that, don't forget to actually transfer the ownership of the token to the Crowdsale, and whitelist your investors, and also pause the token. But yeah, that's how you do it, guys. So I hope you liked this video and this whole series. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to see more videos about how to develop Crowdsales and decentralized applications on the Ethereum blockchain. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.